Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Real Theory video in which I'm going to be talking about the connection between Zamasu and Black Goku, whether they're the same person, how is Zamasu going to be kind of utilized at the very end of this arc, and basically what Zamasu's character is at this point and what he's going to be developed as this series goes forward. Now, if you haven't seen the video that I did with D-Free a couple weeks ago, I'm going to link it in the description below because you really should go check that out. It was a really good video, but it basically kind of covered the same thing that I cover here. You're just going to get to see his interpretation of that entire theory that I have, or his theories of that. Also, I want you to go look at, after you watch this video, Geekdom 101's theory about who Zamasu is and how he's related to Black and everything, because I also think that's a really interesting idea on his part, and I would really like to see that happen over my idea. But obviously with his theory, obviously we wouldn't be too surprised if Toriyama decides to do that, and I would give him major props if he ends up being right, because I feel like that would be the coolest thing. So how does Zamasu and Black actually connect to each other, and are they actually the same person? And my answer is yes, but not necessarily. So obviously we know how time travel works in Dragon Ball. Basically when Trunks goes back, or if Cell goes back a little further, he ends up creating parallel timelines that kind of run intersecting with each other, and that's why we've gotten the main timeline that we're on right now, when the original timeline was basically Trunks' timeline before Cell kind of interacted with it and everything else. Obviously, if you want to kind of know more about that, please look it up. I'm not necessarily going to go into that madness because Quaman did a 40-minute video on it and it's crazy. Anyway, guys, so basically what I'm thinking is, what if in Trunks' timeline, in Trunks' main timeline, where Goku Black actually shows up to begin with, he actually is Zamasu. Now, when Trunks comes in, and basically because Trunks is in his own parallel timeline that has affected all 12 universes, but not necessarily affected them greatly, where it's caused a ripple effect, but nothing too major, because we haven't had Goku, Whis, Beerus, Champa, Vados, or anything going, in between universes looking for one thing or another. What if basically Zamasu was training the same way he is now when Goku and Beerus and Whis met him, and he's a pure heart guy, and he's also kind of really, kind of a little evil or something. He has these evil thoughts to him. And just imagine if you let that guy sit without kind of, poking him or just trying to find the humanity in him. You just let him sit for as long as he has been, or as long as he could. Obviously that guy would get a little bit more crazy, a little bit more evil as he went along. So what's going on? I think in future Trunks' timeline, Zamasu was basically training, and because he had no interruptions from someone like Goku, Beerus, or Whis, he kind of continued to be like, well, screw mortals, and then eventually he just basically gave up, somehow found Goku's body and became like evil Goku, and he kind of maybe it's through Goku's body, maybe it's through some other method. He understands who Goku is, he understands the history of the Saiyans, the humans, and all this stuff, and he's been going from planet to planet to kill everyone. And I think that this is the reason why Toriyama's been so on the nose with the connection between Zamasu and Black, because obviously we know that Toriyama is not the type of writer who kind of pulls the rug out from everyone like Kubo or anyone else. I feel like Toriyama needs to get this kind of connection between Zamasu and Black on everyone's mind. Okay, they're the same person, because I need to kind of tell you later on exactly how Zamasu actually came and actually got Goku's body when Goku's supposed to have been dead for like decades now. It's going to be really hard for him to kind of explain how that connection works, regardless of whether Zamasu and Black are the same person. I really can't wait to see how they try to do that, even if they even attempt it at all, which I definitely think they need to. But basically, Zamasu somehow, because he's gotten a little bit more evil, because he's kind of this deep-seated hatred has been growing and growing, he somehow finds Goku's body, takes over that body, and then starts killing world after world after world until he basically, hits Earth. And because of Goku's body, or because of the memories that he has, he spent more time in there than he usually would, but he's just basically taking this down, taking that down, and everything. And maybe there's something in him. We haven't really spent a whole lot of time with Black at this point, but maybe there's something like a little spark of Goku in him that is fighting him. We're gonna just have to wait and see. Honestly, I don't think that's really true, but wouldn't that be kind of cool? I mean, you just got to think of it that way, right? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Anyway, so basically that when Trunks goes back and Black follows him, and Beerus and Whis are talking about the butterfly effect, where you change one thing and it can completely alter the time flow and all this stuff going forward. I think because of basically Trunks and Black going backwards in time and kind of meeting up with Goku in this particular timeline, they're going to kind of basically kind of mess with who Zamasu is at this point, because at this point in Trunks' timeline versus the main timeline, Zamasu hadn't met Goku. He hadn't met Beerus or Whis or anything. He hadn't gotten to like fight and experience Goku and like basically what Goku and anyone has to offer. So instead of him actually becoming more and more dark in the main timeline, he's actually experienced basically fighting Goku and the, you know, the kind-heartedness that they've been bringing up a whole lot in Dragon Ball Super at this point, where like, you know, just knowing and fighting Goku can really change hearts and minds of people around him. You know, like people like Beerus, people like Hit, people like everyone else he's fought, like they all kind of respect and admire exactly what he's doing. So basically Zamasu kind of realizes this at this next couple arcs or next couple chapters. Obviously they're going back into the future, and when they go into the future with the time machine, it creates a ripple. So what if Zamasu basically kind of has that kind of, you know, a latching moment where he gets really mad. He actually takes the ring from his master, maybe even kills his master, and uses that ring to kind of follow him and follow everyone into like kind of the displacement, the same way that Black did when they go into the future. I mean, obviously you're skipping timelines, you're skipping kind of dimensions at this point in terms of the timeline parallel paradox. So what if Zamasu follows them in there, and then he basically somehow sees what he's become with Black, and he realizes the connection, and he kind of sees the sacrifice that Trunks and Vegeta and Goku and Bulma and everyone else is willing to make in order to fight who he becomes. And then he actually kind of gets into this position, like he actually kind of gets into this kind of mindset where he's like, wow, these guys, these mortals are way more than I ever thought they could be. And he ends up actually fighting himself, or his future self, that which he could have been, which is, you know, Goku Black. And then we have a kind of a situation like Fat Boo versus Kid Boo, where he might not be the person who actually kills Goku Black, but he's actually the person, if it weren't for him and his fighting or his like quick thinking or something to actually buy some time for Goku or Vegeta or, you know, Trunks, whoever ends up killing Goku Black is actually the person who can actually, like, he's actually the person who actually gives us enough time in order for, you know, a spirit bomb or any kind of, you know, last ditch effort that actually kills Goku Black. And Zamasu ends up actually kind of making sure that his, you know, future kind of self does not actually win. And we get kind of a nice little moment where he kind of realizes the error of his ways, and he goes back with them and tries to be someone better, and he kind of learns his lesson that way. I feel like this would actually work because it would actually kind of go with the previously established rules from both Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, or all three, not both. But anyway, tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these Real Theories videos, along with the debates, the Suican half hours, the Bleach discussions, the Dragon Ball discussions, you know, my open questions series, any other series that you guys want to see. Please go to make sure to check it all out in the video. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to do more of these videos and just to see everyone's reaction or kind of comments about this theory. Anyway, guys, have a very nice day. Bye.